All right, good evening. This is Greg Sykes from Greg Enterprises, and we have Martin Roberts on the line, also from Greg Enterprises. We're going to pick up where we left off with Fedora 64-bit. We actually had a part one. We ran into some complications with the Fedora install, and we wanted to actually pick up where we left off from here to show you exactly what the completed installation looks like. This is Fedora. It is part of Red Hat. And we did the full installation here, and we're at my prompt here where it's probably going to be asking me for a password, I would think.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see if we can log in and put the password in, and then we can go from there. And most of the things we're going to do today is we're just going to go really quickly over some command line on the command terminal with Fedora Linux, and go over some basic commands. Mostly the last time we went over some networking stuff. We went to different folders. We showed you some shortcuts, and this thing is doing something in the background. It's a little slow, but I think it is doing something in the background, right, Rob Martin?
Yeah, it probably is doing something.
Okay, so that's where we're at. We just want to move this down here. Alright, so we have everything in order. Got the recorder going, and Fedora should be doing something in the background. I don't know, we have a black screen here. Not sure why we have a black screen, but we know that
we don't really have a choice, yeah.
We know that it's slow. That was one of the things that I complained about in reference to Ubuntu. It's a little slower than Ubuntu. I think we did change the RAM with this. We should check the RAM and make sure that we have enough RAM on this machine.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the things we told that needs to be checked to see whether or not the RAM is set for the so that this way it's not going to bog down the system.
Okay, well, we're out here at this screen. Yeah. Okay, we can go to activities. Simply type in terminal.
I wonder why it's coming up with the asking me for the language. Well, I thought because the install would have been done already, but
yeah,
apparently. Now you said you had problems with yours.
Yeah, I had problems with some virtual machine today, but I was able to reset it.
Oh, was it the same problem that I had?
Yeah. My user wasn't in the sudoers group.
Okay.
So I couldn't sudo, but I just went ahead and did something else.
Okay, so
okay,
finally,
here we are at terminal.
Yep. So you basically can go to activities and just type in terminal to get to terminal. Normally we can do a Control-Alt-T to get you to terminal. Does that work in Fedora as well?
I don't believe so.
It doesn't work in... Okay. Because in Ubuntu you can do a Control-Alt-T to get to terminal, so it doesn't work in Fedora with those keys.
No, but the first thing to remember is sudo.
Right. Get to,
and then it didn't ask for a password, but...
No. So,
and then let's see, we can look within this folder. Or, what are some commands you wanted to show?
Well, I think the last time, you know what I have problems with from here, being the fact I'm a network guy and we're all in the networking, we wanted to go to the network folder. So one of the first things we wanted to try to do was just to get to the network folder and look at the cards, the ETH cards. Normally you have an IF config. It's normally IP config. In a Windows system, it's IF config. in Linux. I do this all the time, at work, where I have to check the cards, check the IP address to make sure that the IP address is set correctly in the subnet mask. So I want to go to that folder where we have the network cards for ifconfig, and that's in the etc folder, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in etc, and then sysconfig. You notice we're tabbing in this.
Now, where do you hit the tab normally? When you just start typing, you just hit tab and it should come up?
Here, let's demonstrate this. So, in row, let's look what's in here. Okay, so there's, only one thing that starts with M, so I can, like, CD, capital M, and then tab, and then notice what I mean by M, because it's the only thing that starts with M.
Okay, I got it. So it'll pick up,
with, like,
right.
CD etc, I know it's the only thing that starts with E, so I can CD tab. And then I know it's sysconfig, so I see if it lets me, and it doesn't. It tells me there's 3 other things that starts with the SYS. So I do SYSC, and then I can tab, and then I go to network scripts, and then we can look what's in here.
There we go. Right. So basically, if you wanted to look at the like let's just say we want to look at an IP address, you can just do an ifconfig to one of the Ethernet cards. You want to see what Ethernet cards are currently active.
Yeah, actually, you don't even have to be in this folder, but you can just ifconfig here, and it's just this ETH card right here. Here it's just this IP address right here of 192.168.
Right.
It's just this nav mask, this broadcast.
Right. Okay.
And this in IPv6.
All right. So let's and you were saying there was 2 ways you could actually say, for instance, you wanted to change that IP address. I'm not sure if there was a problem with the IP address. You can there's 2 ways to edit. There's VI and there's also what do you use? You use VI and Nano.
I use Nano.
So say for instance you wanted to use Nano. Let's start with Nano, and you wanted to go into the directory that had the configuration. How would you do that?
I actually want to use Nano and Fedora because they don't have Nano.
They don't have okay.
No, they have VI and they have gedit. So we can go and use VI, and then we can do ifcfg. And then if you remember from ifconfig, our network card's name is right here. So instead of typing all that in, I'll just do -E and tab.
Okay, here it is. So
what yeah, what are we saying?
Okay, not a problem. So it shows you what's in there, but it doesn't actually show you the IP address.
No, it doesn't look like it. I see this MAC address right here. But it's a Ethernet card right here. Okay, let's try going back. And let's look at what do we want to look at?
Well, I wanted to specifically look at the IP address that we see up there. I wanted to find out what folder is that in. How would you be able to find out what folder that's in?
I would just look through these folders, but there's a lot of them.
Okay, well then we're not going to go through that because we don't have a lot of time. We only have like we only got like actually we only got like 10 minutes, and then I'm on live radio. One thing.
Just do ifconfig to get that.
Okay, great. I wanted to show them the pipe command, that how you use the pipe command. I know you've done that a couple of times, and the man command also to show them how to be able to look at something. If they didn't know something, they can actually do a man and find out what something is. Like if they didn't know what ifconfig was, they can do a man to ifconfig.
Yeah.
Right? And it'll give them all the information on how to use that command and what all the parameters would be for that command?
Yeah. Okay, so first you mentioned pipe. So we've used that before to do stuff like look through a file, like or make it output less information.
Right.
So if I wanted to look at that network card again, IFCFG dash, and then this is our network card, and then I would pipe it to less, and this would output less on the screen.
Okay. Right. Or you can say more, and it'll give more on the screen.
Yes, it will.
Okay. Right. And
Actually,
to close gedit, I think you do a colon and a what is it? A colon and a Q, if I'm not mistaken. Matter of fact, why don't we open up a browser? Can we open up a browser in activities there? I want to show them something real quick also, just as a reference, because I reference all this stuff on the website www.gregenterprises.com, and you know, every time we kind of learn this stuff, I put all the commands, the Linux commands, AIX commands, Unix commands, all this stuff is on my website, and I wanted to kind of show you, and also a script on how to use VI is on the website. So we are bringing up a browser right now, correct?
Yes.
Let's type
right
in
www.gregenterprises.com
if we can. And then I want to show you guys something real quick. If this will come up, we'll see how quick this will come up. Also, I wanted to show them, like yesterday, we did something with Wireshark. I don't want to go through the whole Wireshark thing because Wireshark you have to install it in order to normally on your machine you have to install it, but Fedora and Linux comes preloaded with Wireshark.
I don't think Fedora does. But a lot of other Linux operating system does.
We did something. We did a command yesterday where we actually did Wireshark on the command line. What was that command again?
That command is T-Shark. Okay. It comes with Wireshark when you install it.
Okay, so what's this then? Firefox cannot find the server www.gregenterprises.com. That's interesting.
Spelled right. Let's try pinging something.
Are we on the network here?
No, it doesn't look like it.
Really? Why is that? Let me just look at something real quick. Well, I am wired in. I'm wired.
Yeah, see that?
Wait, and it says this. Do I have internet access? Hold on. I don't know why we won't have internet access for that. You want to bump that up to 2 gigs?
We can't while we're running. I don't think. You said 2 gigs though?
Yeah, anything over 2 gigs. Generally bump that up to give you a little bit more room for... This way the machine won't be such a lag. I don't know why before we was able to come right up, it should have automatically descends the network without having to configure anything, but apparently not.
Let's try again.
You could also try pinging the loopback address on the machine.
Yeah.
See if the machine pings itself. That was one of another troubleshooting techniques. You can ping the 127.0.0.1 loopback, and that pings itself.
But it's in a virtual machine, so it's not going to have a physical network card, so it'll always ping back.
Right.
And we wouldn't be doing this video right now if you didn't have network, because I'm talking to you.
That's true. So there's got to be something in Fedora that's causing the problem, I would think.
Yeah, I just connected Fedora to your physical network, so we'll try it again.
Really, what would you have changed to knock the connection off?
Nothing I can think of. But let's try again. Yeah, it's not online.
Interesting.
We didn't change anything in,
Did you by accident change anything in the network settings?
I'm gonna look. See, I wonder what's using it.
I don't think so.
Okay, there it is.
You knocked something out?
I'm not sure.
Well, it should be type, shouldn't it?
Type, it probably should be. Let's try again.
You have to save that file, don't you?
Yeah, but I didn't save it, so it shouldn't have done anything, but...
You know how to save, right?
I know how to usually hit save, but it's not working right now.
Really?
I can't queue. I control Z to get out of it last time, so I shouldn't have saved anything.
Let me just do something real quick. Hold on. Am I on the internet outside of Fedora? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, because we're talking.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if I could bring up a browser real quick.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even see a browser coming up over here. Oh, Lord. Okay. Something is... Let me just close some of this stuff here. Close this. We don't need this. Open. Close that. And close that. You got a black screen in the background. Nothing's coming up in the browser. Unless it's in the background. I'm not sure what's going on over here. Oh, I'm still moving stuff over. For my music folder. Okay. Interesting. I don't see anything coming up. We're on Skype.
Okay,
that's
should
for
bring
sure.
your background back.
Yeah, well, you just gotta do this personalized for the background.
No, it's TeamViewer that removes your background.
Really?
Yeah, when you connect.
That's strange. Because right now it's a black background, but I know you can load this and get, like, if you wanted to get, you know...
Yeah, that's just TeamViewer changing your background.
There's my background.
It should be back.
There's the background. I just brought it back. But for some reason, I don't have a browser coming up, and I don't know why. You know, and it says we have internet access here, and we're on Skype. Obviously, we have internet access, but for some reason, the internet isn't coming up. I don't know what's going on. Now, when I came home, I didn't reboot my machine. I was in the process of copying files over, and I wanted to get out of there, so I just closed the lid and came home and just plugged it in. Not sure if from one network to another network, whether or not there may have been, it may require a reboot.
We can try to ping something, but we're talking, so we should be good.
I would think.
This Google CNS server. And we're getting replies.
Alright, well, let's try something else then.
Okay.
I just want to show them that because obviously the VI command, I'm just going to go just like if I was in my Microsoft, because, okay, this is, I just wrote a script yesterday with VI, and to close VI, you do a :Q. A forceful, if you wanted to force it, you do a :Q forceful. And generally, people normally do a :Q with an exclamation point. Okay, and then that would actually close it. Okay, just so you know. I mean, I'm not sure if that's what you were doing. You were doing a Control Z or something. Okay.
Yeah, I don't usually use VI. I don't like it.
Yeah. Okay. So, and just I guess to save, and then once you do that, let's go back to the Linux screen. So you do a colon Q. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think that's just gonna type it. I can just go ahead and get out of this.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna launch another. Wait, let's cancel. And then let's open another terminal. Wait for this. And then, forgot what it was. Sysconfig. And then we can just gedit. What is it called? We can, if we don't remember what it was called, we can ls. It's called ISCFG.
Right.
So we can gedit IFCFG-E in that. And we're not root right now, so it shouldn't change anything. As long as we have permission to this.
All right. Alright, so it didn't change the file.
So it's still type.
Alright, so this problem that we're having with the being able to get to a browser may require a reboot.